the love. My drum and bass nights. This better not be the phobia. Hi, I'm Emma Hayes, and this is Box to Box. What would I not want to be in this box? A dirty nappy? Definitely wouldn't want that. A stink bomb. I've got lots of boxes to open, but I don't know what's in any of them. That's pretty cool, huh? Look. I'll lay that out. This is what it said at the weekend. Oh, I didn't realise that. That's pretty cool, that.
And what would you say makes the Chelsea fans so special?
Starts here, starts with the players. Mutual love and respect between the team and the fans. I think that's so important. I think they appreciate everything we do, and in return, we appreciate everything they do to help us win. Chelsea should be super proud of their women's team because we've been extremely successful, and sometimes I think everybody wants us to be perfect. What I will say is, having been on the pitch every major game for the last 11 years, and you see this blue wall, and you start moving towards it, and you almost feel like you're walking into a 3D experience, and it comes at you, it jumps out at you. To hear them throughout the game for everyone is so brilliant. It sort of spurs us on to want to keep improving, to keep doing better, keep delivering. But yeah, like I sing along with the songs a lot of the time, to be honest. Denise has to tell me to be quiet because I mutter them under my breath. I like Guru's one the best. From us going from where we were at Staines to Kings Meadow to Stamford Bridge to Wembley to Camp Nou, all of these great stadiums where fan base is growing with us, it's just as pleasing as anything else because you're seeing something that will be sustainable and can keep building with us as a team. Next. You know, I've never seen one of these. And like every other person, you always go to see who's on your birthday. So I'm going to October. I have a feeling it'll be Jessie Fleming. No, she's July. Of course. I get the Queen of Wembley. Quality.
Talk to us about how you got started at Chelsea.
First day, I don't know this for sure, but I might have drove my moped from Camden to Cobham. And I got there at 10 o'clock in the morning, and the guy I was supposed to meet wasn't there yet, and I started walking down the long drive towards where the women's section was. There was nobody on site bar security, and all I kept thinking was, oh my goodness, look at the potential here. It's got everything. If I can put it all together, maybe we could create a world-class team here. We didn't have a building, we didn't have an office, we didn't have a desk. In fact, we probably didn't even have a bag of balls. That was it at the beginning. And this is it now. I've always been incredibly driven, so sometimes I drive without thinking about the casualties that I might leave, and I've had to get better at going, can't leave them behind. I think that first part, that first build was getting all the infrastructure in place, build the recruiting platforms, getting the playing style to a place that could be competitive. I think the middle build was about the players, getting the right amount of players, and the third part is probably like drilling down the winning and everything that goes around winning within the culture that's been built probably the entire time. Travel essentials. It has to be my own shampoo and conditioner. I absolutely don't want to use hotel one. It has to be my own. Moroccan oil, because the hard water abroad always affects the hair. Not that it looks like it with me. Different clothes, because if I go for a walk in the morning of a game, I don't want to be in a Chelsea kit because you're in a different city, and I want to just enjoy it. Electrolytes. So much travelling really helps keep hydrated.
And what's the best country or place you've visited, like, for football?
Curitiba, when I went to Brazil, when I lived in the US. Japan, when I've been on tour, both with Chelsea and with a previous club. Loved Portland last year, that was brilliant. Austria. I cannot forget Austria, pre-season tour with the team, singing Sound of Music. Love that. I've always wanted to go El Clasico, but I'd want to go there for the game. I'd like to go to any game in Argentina. I would also love to go and see Galatasaray derby. That would be immense. I hear that atmosphere is pretty good. And then just to chill out afterwards, like, not for the football, I'd like to go to the beaches in Sri Lanka. Travelling to the games at the very beginning, I think we took a minibus in 2012 in some games. In fact, I might have even drove the bus, the more I think about it. To then getting on buses, eventually on trains, because sometimes that was easy to travel. So it's moved up in terms of the quality. There it is. You know, some would argue that NWSL is probably the most competitive from top to bottom. I disagree with that. I'd say it's on par, if not better here, because we have to play year round, not for a short period of time. You have to sustain that over 10, 11 months. And the fact that 4 teams are vying for the title this year just shows you the progress that the whole sport is making. Just 10 years on, probably resembling and getting closer to that of the entire product of the Premier League. I think it's light years away from 2012. I think the game was amateur. It wasn't. It was amateur. Everybody at best was part-time. You look at it now, everyone's full-time. We look at the volume of broadcasting, commercial, marketing interest around the sport is unprecedented. I think that its tipping point was last summer for the Lionesses, and I think the next 5-10 years we'll just see the sport move into another stratosphere. Can I have this? Yes, I'll take that. It's another one. Treble. All right, I'm looking forward to the next box. That's a good one, that, guys. Yeah, well happy about that. You can see my face lights up when I think of Camden in every way. I think of the flats, I think of playing on the streets, I think of going up Camden High Street and being able to escape and no one could find me, which was always great when I lived in a relatively small flat with 3 sisters. I could go and disappear, listen to great music, because Camden, for everything from punk rock to reggae to ska to big Greek community, an amazing place. So many bars, so many restaurants, clubs, so much culture, so many good walks, then Regent's Park, you name it. It means Camden made me, for sure. I think hiring a little boat to go up and down the canal is lovely, but also eating out at the top in the stables. Have some lunch around there because there's so many different foods. Have a drink up there, have a walk around, do some shopping. I love going to all the little individual boutique stores, and there's a brilliant Japanese store down the end. You cannot go to Camden without doing it in no particular order. The good mixer for a good game of pool, the Oxford Arms if the jukebox is still there, and have to end up at the Hawley Arms because it's just a classic, legendary place, which is I don't get to go to as much as I want to. Well, I lived in this estate called the Kernock Street Estate, and there was about 10 blocks, and in between the 10 blocks were 2 football pitches. So your territory for ours, between Trindon and Fernscoe, we would always, pair up and we'd play Goldthorpe on the other side. So it might be 10 a side, sometimes 20 a side, no bibs, one little raggy ball in a football pitch that felt the size of Wembley. In fact, we called it Wembley. And we used to just go in there, and kids from all ages, could be from 5 up until 15, playing killer ball or whatever you would play, a match. And then going across the street, getting an ice cream, chilling about on each other's stairs or playing run-outs or anything like that. There's stuff that you could just get up to and leave. Didn't have to be at home all the time, which was great. And they were the most competitive, fiery football matches I've ever participated in, because you represented your block, and there's nothing more tribal than representing your people. I don't know if it's had an effect on my management style. It's definitely shaped me as a person, because you had to have your wits about you. You know, having a little bit of, I'd say, just being a bit streetwise, I think has helped me. You always knew the big kids, the ones that would cause you trouble, and how you had to try and navigate around that. It was so diverse, that literally every nationality, every background. So it was a team that was made up just people all over the world. And I think for that reason, I've always felt really comfortable with having much more diversity, because I'm used to it, and I always thank Camden for that. That was Box to Box. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks to all the fans. Can you make sure you like, subscribe, or comment in any of the boxes below? Is there such a thing? There is. Okay. See you soon.